Welcome to another episode of Down for the Count. I'm Paul Verhoeven, and it's time to look at 5 films that almost turned out completely different. Sometimes, when a movie is an instant classic, we assume it was smooth sailing the whole way. But what if we told you that sometimes films you grew up loving almost went completely off the rails? First up, Pretty Woman. Pretty Woman, the classic rom-com in which Richard Gere and Julia Roberts totally make us swoon, has a bit of a problem. What if I told you the original script for Pretty Woman had Vivian dying of an overdose? If you watch the film back, you can still see some traces of this gritty original version hanging around. In fact, it begins with cops investigating the murder of a sex worker right near where Vivian is working. Pretty depressing. Return of the Jedi. This one is absolutely crazy. Return of the Jedi originally had a way darker spin at the end. Han Solo died and Luke and Leia went their separate ways. Now, George Lucas apparently didn't want to dent his merchandising profits from toys, so he whacked in all these Ewok party jams. Spoiler alert, Han would later pass away on camera in The Force Awakens, and Harrison Ford apparently liked the idea of his hero getting killed off. I guess he finally got his wish. Terminator 2. James Cameron's epic sequel to The Terminator is pretty much universally loved, but it led to some less than popular sequels. Originally though, it had a more cheerful and more final ending in which Linda Hamilton, in old lady prosthetics and makeup, watched John Connor playing with his kid in a park. She then explained that he's a senator now and he saved the day. It's a really nice happy ending, and the thing is, it would have meant no more sequels to cash in on. Side note, have you seen Linda Hamilton's arms in this movie? Oh my god. Blade Runner. Blade Runner is kind of a weird twist for this list in that the final version that made it to cinemas wasn't what the director actually wanted and is now regarded by fans as being way worse than the eventual director's cut of the film. The original version of Blade Runner had a super tacky voiceover put on top of it.
I don't know why he saved my life. Maybe in those last moments he loved life more than he ever had before.
As well as a cheesy ending that reused footage from the opening of The Shining. So if you're gonna watch Blade Runner, make sure you watch the director's cut. Back to the Future. Now, Back to the Future is straight up one of the greatest films ever made, but it could have been totally different. Robert Zemeckis and co. originally wanted Michael J. Fox to play Marty McFly, but Michael was busy, so they went with Eric Stoltz. And they shot a whole bunch of stuff with Stoltz for a few weeks. Then they had this weird freak out because he wasn't doing as well as they'd hoped. So they pulled some strings, fired him, and then sweet-talked Fox back into the saddle, which is a good thing too, because, you know, Michael J. Fox is Marty McFly. I also said back in the saddle, which implies the DeLorean has a saddle, which as far as I'm aware, it does not. That's all the time we have for this week's episode of Down for the Count. See you soon, like and subscribe. Bye.